Hey, just accept yourself the way you are. I understand that it's easier said than done, but you were not born with insecurity of not knowing how to accept yourself. It usually came from the kind of people you're around, from the people you interact with, maybe from your own family, who always said that you're different and they never found themselves to be comfortable around you, or comfortable with the kind of person that you are, and it is not your fault. People are usually trying to manipulate you and train you to become the kind of personality that they are comfortable around. It's not that you have a problem. You are the kind of person that you are, and you're comfortable being who you are. For example, let's say you're an introvert. You might have your friends or your family who's always telling you get out of the house, go meet people, go talk to people. But maybe you're somebody that would just prioritize your peace. You'd rather go near a lake, sit under a tree, and feel your peace or spend time with your animals. However, you prioritize your mental health. If, especially, you're an introvert, it does not mean that you're lonely. You like your time, you like your peace, you like your ideas, you like building your ideas, you like building your castle, you like building whatever you build with your mind, and you have amazing ideas. A person would be shocked if they ever spoke to you about certain things, because people have this weird idea that introverts are dumb people, but they're not. They are the most creative people ever. Like, the ideas an introvert has can blow somebody's mind. When you sit down to have a chat with an introvert, that's when you know that these people are not silly. It's just their thoughts that were silly because, listen, there are types of people, there are categories of people, and you are one of them. There's an introvert, there's an extrovert, there's an ambivert, and I think there's something else right now. Um, If you're an introvert surrounded by ambiverts or extroverts, people are scared. People are scared to be themselves. People are scared to spend time alone. People are scared to introspect. People are scared to understand themselves, to go in depth. And that's why it's not you who's inflicting that uncomfortable feeling in them. It's them, because they cannot sit in front of a silent mirror. You know what I mean? You are the silent mirror that people often find themselves with. You're quiet, and your quietness scares them almost, because it feels like you're judging them, but you're not. You're very peaceful. You're in your space. You're in your peace. But it scares people, and it's not your fault. You can always be who you are. People are always saying that, oh, you don't laugh at certain jokes. Maybe you don't find them funny. There are so many people in a gathering, in a setting, who are faking their emotions just to show people that, okay, I'm playing along, I'm listening. You don't do that. You don't like that. You don't like certain crowd. Maybe you're somebody who would stare at a tree for hours together. Who knows what information you're gathering? Who knows how blessed, how happy the tree feels that somebody, instead of just passing by me, is actually noticing me. Somebody is taking notice of my roots, of my leaves, how beautiful I look. Especially, once again, if you're an introvert, you prioritize the beauty of the world, of the nature. You see beauty in so many things and in so many ways that you can never imagine. That a person would always think, okay, this person is too much. But there is beauty on this planet to be appreciated, and you do that in your own way. You're also artists, poets, singers, songwriters, lyricists, and many, many, many more creative artistry kind of people. It's so nice for you. You feel so good creating things rather than spending time where you don't feel good. Maybe a glass of beer does not feel good for you. You don't like conversations that are hollow. You don't like things that hold no meaning. It's not your fault. People are always scared of missing out. They're scared. They're usually people pleasers. They're never comfortable with themselves. They're scared when they're alone. I don't mean like physically when they're alone, but when they're left in their space to introspect, to um think about different things. It scares them. There are always people who are escaping reality, who like to jump from one thing to the other. They never sit with themselves, they never introspect. And some people find this very motivational because you see a person just moving on in their life. But there's a day when it strikes them because they have not done the work. They don't sit with themselves, they don't think of what they're going through. Some people are too much toxic positivity. But it's okay to be who you are if you like appreciating your peace. And I think most introverts are people with some of the most beautiful hearts. You're so kind, and because you don't interact much or you have this resting face, people always assume that either you're extremely arrogant, you're selfish, you're very like money minded, you're very calculated. These are all things that they think, which is not true. And you can still go ahead and be yourself. As I said, there's no fault. There are types of people, the categories of people. You are one of the categories, the other one is another category, and somebody else some other category. It's just that there are different types of people. Some people like red, some like green, some like white. It's just about that. It's about existing in a space that is similar, but people are different and you accept them differently. And please don't try to make yourself feel too small, trying to shrink yourself, trying to crush yourself so you can also become part of that ignorant group. I urge you not to do this. It might be difficult to accept yourself the way you are because the society says a lot of things, but it's extremely peaceful. As days go by, as years go by, you find so much peace in who you are, and I think it is the most important and the most beautiful thing to protect who you are, your personality. As I said, as you age, one day you will sit and realize that I was always right. People were not accepting of me. People were wrong. I was right. I was leading my life from my heart and not what people said. I hope this makes sense to you, and if you have ever been hurt by people or comments because you almost seem like alien or strange to them, just take this message as a piece of, no, I don't know. Just take this message as something very calming, very relaxing. I hope when you listen to this message, you feel understood, you feel calm, you feel seen, you feel heard, and you feel extremely happy in the kind of person that you are. You are made for this beautiful world to express yourself in the most beautiful way that you do. Maybe your silent poetry, your beautiful paintings, my goodness, the way that your eyes, your individual eyes, captures the beauty of this world, of this nature. I don't know why I keep seeing a picture of probably a creek, a lake, a pond, or something. Somebody sitting by a lake or a pond or some kind of water body, and there are trees around. I do not know if this means anything to you, but whoever you are, I'm extremely grateful. Thank you. I love you. I'll see you in the next one.